But yes, thank you all so much for tuning in. Tonight, again, is going to be fun per usual. So I hope y'all are ready. Hey, girl, hey.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am good, girl.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I know it's 6:30 over there, right? So you kind of just got off work. Are you going to any events tonight?
No, I would be going to because Melissa is judging at a sneaker event, but they're doing it today and tomorrow. It's very weird. But my friend's birthday dinner is after this, so it's so much going on. I've been getting so many texts like, "You want to go to this day party?" I'm like, it's overload. I don't know if I'm ready for all that.
No. Okay. So, well, before we jump in and get started, one, I want to thank everyone who has tuned in. For those who don't know, I am Crystal. You can call me Chris. I am the founder and creative director of Clickbait, and our whole focus is to help brands tell their story on social and in real life. And so I decided to start this series because, as we all know, video content is queen, right? Instagram has said that Reels content, Reels are or short form content, i.e. Reels, that is the focus for this year. So I was like, all right, why not talk to people who not only create Reels, right, but I've actually seen the growth of what Reels has done for them. So I decided to put this series together, and we are here with episode 5 with none other than Derria, but you can call her D-Lolo if you want. Okay. I'm so excited. I thank you so much for, again, joining and taking the time. I know you have a busy schedule, but tonight is going to be fun. So this is like the Black History Month edition. We all know we're in February. And for me, you know what I'm saying? I really love supporting Black businesses. I think it is important. It's imperative, right, for us to continue to grow our community. So I decided for this month that I will highlight different Black brands that I have supported to hopefully spark your interest to support them as well. So for tonight's episode, I want to highlight Cream. Okay, they are based here out of Houston, actually. It's an apparel line. And this is my first hat that I got from him. It's a guy. It's my first hat. I'm actually waiting for a pink and green hat to come in the mail, you know.
Yeah, you got the crimson and cream on today. Okay.
But yes, I definitely think you all should check him out. I will be sure to tag his information when I post this live. But yes, Cream. Hot, love him to death. And I like to ask my guests, do you have like a brand? I know you support so many, but if you could think, you could say your brand. You are a brand. You are selling products. Yeah. If you want.
Well, I'll highlight something else so they can check it out later. Okay. But my friend is an artist. Her name on Insta is Portia Major, and she does vector art and she does prints, but I absolutely love her art. So definitely check her out.
Okay.
I'm actually going to
check her out too.
Tonight.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Well, obviously you all are here because y'all wanna get, I feel like people love lives because you get the chance to kind of like see behind the creatives that you enjoy, right? So, I've been following you. For those who don't know, we actually went to school together, we went to college together. And then, I won't say unfortunately, we are in two different sisterhoods, but we are still in the D9.
And Greek hood, but two different organizations, D9.
Right. But and it's crazy because like I've literally followed your journey. From really straight blogging, right, to like, I know you had your own blog, then you did the blog with your friend, and it's just seeing your growth over the years and your consistency. I think that is the one thing that has truly been, I feel like everybody has their secret sauce, right? Everybody has what makes them them. And I think a part of yours is just that consistency, like literally. And I know we all have our moments, but your consistency is definitely something that makes me be like, dang, okay, I need to get on it.
I'll be tired of it.
Honestly, and we're going to talk about that because I just be wanting to know, how do you get it all in? Because but really, like, it seems like there's never a like dull moment. Like you have something posted at least once a day. But okay, first, I'm going to read off this bio so you can kind of know a little bit more if you do not know who Derria is, and then we'll get into the questions. So Born in Buffalo, New York, and raised in Charlotte, North Carolina, Derria is a 5-time published stylist and content creator of 7 years. She prides herself in being your favorite virtual stylist that will keep you hip to what's new in shopping and the social media world. Her overall goal is to help others, but make it fashion. I like that little last tagline, help others, make it fashion. That was good. That was good. Good.
Hey, y'all.
Hey. So tell us, all right? So, I mean, I know some of the things that you've done. And, you know, if you haven't scrolled on her social to see the different partnerships and projects you've been a part of, do that. But tell us, what would you say, like, what do you do within the creative space?
I mean, overall, I clearly create lifestyle and fashion content mostly. Mm-hmm. But I've moved into a space where I want to create things that I can, you know, it's my gift to my family, my Insta family, my, you know, my community. So it's been cool kind of creating like products and stuff like that. So, yeah, like I guess that's where I move into being more of a brand and a business. Mm-hmm. So that's been fun. But yeah, just really creating a vibe, you know?
Yeah, no, I love it. Because it's like when you look at your page, you have fashion, we know that you're a plant mom. We know, like, if you could name off 3 things, if somebody's like, okay, so who is D Lolo on social, right? She loves fashion, loves sneakers, I feel like, and it's crazy because this is like complete side note, but just if people have followed your journey, even the fact of you sharing about your new car, you know, you've been wanting that type of car, and just to see it manifest and it all come into fruition, I think is amazing. And I think that that's what social is about, right? Yes, we like to highlight the cool things, but I think also taking the people along on that journey to kind of see, like, yes, it's not always perfect. No, I didn't always have this, but consistency will help you get to that point. So tell us, what are some milestones, if you could name 3, right? What are some milestones that got you to where you are right now?
So I always wanted to live in LA. That's been something that I wanted to do since I lived really before college. Like when I was a kid, I visited a cousin who lived, well, no, she didn't live here. We just came to LA, and I remember we went to Rodeo, and I was like, bro, what is this? This is being a kid from Buffalo, New York, then moving to Charlotte. I mean, obviously Charlotte's bigger than Buffalo, but it's like coming to LA, that was a whole different, it's clearly different.
Yeah.
So I was like, I always told myself, I was like, I want to move out there. I don't know. That's clearly thousands of miles away. But, you know, after moving back in with my mom, saving money, figuring out how much it was going to be to send my Honda Project Pat, like saving up some money for rent because I already knew it wasn't going to be no $800 rent like Greensboro. You know, like after doing all of that and then, you know, being able to make the transition here, that was definitely a huge milestone for me. Because, you know, obviously I had people in my ear like, man, do you really want to move? You're growing here in North Carolina, like, you know, even family, like trying to not even deter me. I think people like project their fears onto you a little. Like, of course you're my family. You don't want me to move far away, you know? Right. Mm-hmm. But just being able to make the move, and I'm still here because some people move and they go to home. I'm sorry. Sorry for my French, but people.
No, but they do. Yeah.
They freaking leave after a while. And that's okay too, because I don't know how long I'll be here. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to figure out what do I want to do? Because I like Texas. I went to visit Texas, and Texas is a vibe. But
no, it is. I won't lie. Like, I will say for me, I think, yeah. So one, commending you going all the way across. You literally went all the way across the country. You know what I'm saying? And I've started to experience that now when I'm in Houston, right? Because it's like I can't just get home as quickly as I would when I was in New York. But Houston is definitely an adjustment. I think for me, I had to stop comparing it because I was comparing it to New York a lot. Gotcha. And so because it's like once you've been in those places like a New York or LA, and then you come to a Houston where it is still big, but the brands, the events, they all don't come here. Exactly. So it's a different thing, but I think that understanding that every place has its own vibe that it's going to give you, and you need to accept it for that, right? But yes, so kudos to that. So you said, okay, your transition.
Okay. Yes, transition to LA. Mm-hmm. I would say just like learning over the last 7 to 10 years, like obviously, like you said, I started out blogging, still blog here and there. Wish I was more consistent with that, but it's so many things to do.
Right. I was like, how can you? I mean, you do so much.
I know it's so much.
Do you have an assistant or do you do it?
No,
all?
I would like one in the future. I don't think I could even try and divvy stuff up because I feel like I'm one of those people who doesn't do well at delegating. So, but no, really just learning, because I feel like when I first got into it, it was just fun, and it's still fun because I don't want to do anything that's not fun, but just continuing to learn over time and understanding that like there's going to be new platforms. Like when TikTok came out, I was like, I am not getting on TikTok. That ain't me. I'm not doing this. I'm not trying to learn nothing else. And then last year I was like, get your butt on TikTok.
I know.
It's money on TikTok. Get on TikTok. So like that was another milestone for me. Like obviously growing over time. I remember when I was trying to get to 10K followers, because obviously that meant you got your swipe up.
Okay.
You know, and things change. Now it's like, which I'm happy, because I think it's great that, you know, now, but a lot of people were moving towards, like trying to get towards that goal. So it kind of like, that was definitely a one big goal for me. I was like, as long as I get to 10K and get that swipe up so I can get this affiliate popping, then cool. So that was a big thing. And then after that, I feel like numbers, it's not a huge thing. Like if it's something that you're tracking, you know, on your own, I think that's great, especially when it comes to working with brands. But there's people who have 5,000 followers who make bank. Like they're making.
Well, I need to find them.
Okay. No, but it's you know, over time. See, I'm trying to get there myself. You know, like I've definitely been growing over time and making some money. But yeah, that number thing, it's not that big of a deal. It's all about how you can pitch yourself and get in front of the right brand. So, so that's number 2. What else? I think just stepping out on faith, and then like just being open to like being uncomfortable. Because I think this ties together with those other 2 things, because like I moved out here, I have friends, my little boo piece and all that jazz, and I feel like that's all I had like an older cousin who lived out here that kind of let me stay with her until my apartment was ready. So it was like very weird to not have my mom like at arm's length. You know what I'm saying? Not that she wouldn't be able to come to if I needed her, but that's still a plane ride, 5 hours. You know what I'm saying? Like, so not having the comfortability of being like, I could ride up the street and see this person or whatever. And so going to events was different for me, because I'm like, well, shoot, I gotta go by myself. You know, I don't want to be like, you move into a big city, you don't need to be a homebody, which I'm not a homebody, but I like my home, you know? So like just being able to be uncomfortable in a big place. And now I just, you know, you walk in the room and you light that shit up, you know?
Yeah, okay, I love it. No, honestly, like I remember when you first moved to LA, and I think, because like I had moved to New York and we were just talking, and it's just like, I mean, one, I commend people that, you've seen it on social, right? When people can move out of their hometown, I feel like everyone needs to do that at least once in life, because the reality is the world is so big, right? But like you said earlier, it's those who can, it's one thing to go, but if you can stay on your own terms and not be forced out, like that's a huge accomplishment in itself. So okay, so we're here obviously to talk about content, right, in social and reels, and so I like to ask everyone before like diving into the reels talk, what do you feel, I mean, I know you follow, what is his name, Adam Mosery, or you know, with the Instagram guy, right? And I know you're up to date on like social and things like that. What do you think the future of social media will be like? Like even at the end of this year, right? Because I feel like they changed stuff so much. So what do you think?
So quickly. So I'm actually kind of frightened by what it'll be. Not in a bad way, but I think because we've been on these platforms for so long, and Instagram in particular, like seeing it, obviously they're doing a lot of copying, but we gonna let them rock. But it's just like the whole metaverse kind of freaks me out a little bit because like it's already hard enough to live in this real world. Now you want us to move over into this virtual space when I'm like we don't need to be like fully into that. But I was telling Melissa I created because it popped up on my screen on Instagram one day that I got on. It was like, do you want to create your
avatar?
Bruh, first of all, no,
they don't look like you.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. None of them look like me. So I'm just like going off of one of my other hair. Like I have braids now, but I was like, okay, I had a bob before, so let's go with the bob. You know, like I'm just trying to see what I look like as an avatar, you know. But man, I'm excited because I feel like there's so many advancements when it comes to technology. And if you're in the digital space at all, you kind of have to be hip to those things. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't teach no dog new tricks, but you got to if this is your space. So I mean, I'm open to it. I always try and stay open. I think they just really want us to do everything on these apps. They want us like they already have a shopping like on here, but like I think it's cool that now you can shop from lives. I think that's dope, especially if you're a brand and you know are an affiliate for other brands and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's cool, especially if you already like certain fashion content creators like that. Like you probably watch me shop. Like, so why not be able to watch it live? Like, cause sometimes I'll go in stores and I record it like days before, and then I come back and then I'll post it. So it might even seem like I'm always on this app, but I'm really not. It's like, oh, it's from a couple days ago. My ass is in pajamas. This was a couple days ago. So, but yeah, I do like the virtual space and I understand where it's going. It just can be a little scary, you know? Like,
yeah. No, I agree. Like, so I've talked to everybody just about the metaverse whenever we get on this live. And I think that really, first of all, Instagram they mimic. I feel like they are a mimicking app, right? That's why people with reels and how reels are and with the trending sounds, they want you to emulate the same things. But it's just very interesting that they have those cool filters, right? That I have on now. Okay, yes. But they can't make the avatars look real. That's interesting.
Right, because even our emoji or the emoji that you have, if you have an iPhone, those look like you. They look like us.
So it's real confusing. But I think that the metaverse is like The Sims, but in real life for us.
Yeah, exactly.
And you see how like in the I know I used to be addicted to The Sims growing up.
I loved it. That's what me and my brother would play all day. Building houses, having fun.
Right. Learning the cheat code so you can get all the money. You don't got to go to work. And now it's like with the metaverse, you are the sim.
Right.
And like I have a homegirl, she actually has the Oculus and she works out on there. She does certain things. Yeah, they have like different apps and things that you can do. She can actually look on Instagram, right? She can have Instagram up, but it's in an atmosphere. So around it, if she chooses to be on the moon, she's on the moon, but she's looking at her Instagram. It's wild.
That's creepy.
Right. And so I know one thing that Adam did say in his live when he was talking about the avatars was like, you need a place to show up in the metaverse, right? You need a something to show up as yourself in the metaverse because you can't physically be there. So that's why they created these avatars. But it's just interesting. I feel like the pandemic didn't help. We got away from being around people. So like now it's like literally you can order food to your house. You can order liquor to your house. You can get people to come do your hair, do your feet, do everything. You don't have to leave. And it is scary. I'm not even gonna lie, but you know what? We
gonna like to get rid of the loss, basically.
Right. And when you said like, cause I will say I got on the Reels trend late. I was fighting it because I was like, no, I'm not doing that. I don't need to do that.
Well, the issue was that I don't think they fully taught us or told us how to do it. Because for a while, everybody, I think that I might have. I thought you had to do everything, like you had to film it from Instagram. And then once I figured, I was like, oh, I can film this from my phone and then edit it and then throw it up. Like, I say, all right, cool. Like, I think it was a lot. That's what hindered a lot of people because they probably thought that they had to do it straight from the app. Like, that's how you make it real. But that's not the case. Yeah. Like, make it work for you.
Right. And
but outside of that, they definitely take a long time to do. That's what I think. That's the misconception on reels. Obviously, if you don't care, like if you're not really caring, like it's not like, I think a lot of us have attention to detail. That's another thing. We want to make sure this cuts at the same time. We want to make sure this transition lays right. Exactly. Chop that thing up. But some people, you know, like it's a lot, and especially if you're doing fashion, you're taking clothes off. Your whole room is a mess.
So for 30 seconds, if that. If that, yes, yeah, but I think what has excited, like when I was talking to Danae, so I think he was my second guest that I had on here, and he was saying how, like, I forgot what the brand was, but he got like either 4 or 5K from a reel. So it's like the brands know that it takes time, right? And I think they also all know that short form content is one, they know that influencers work. Right? They work, but short form content is what helps on social, so they will pay. And I think that that's the beautiful thing, but it does take a lot of work. I did it was like a morning routine, but it really wasn't, because like the TikTok guy who posted that video was like how YouTubers be when they wake up in the morning.
You gotta set everything up. You got to set the scene.
I got out the bed like 5 times, no lie, just to get it right so that my foot dropped on the ground. You know, and it's like, I was like, I told myself that I would do it because I just wanted to see how long it would take me, but I'm not doing those like that. Like,
yeah, and
that's not for me.
That's my thing. So obviously, when it comes to the digital space and seeing what people are doing, I think there's folks who like, okay, I see that this is working, let me do it. Right. You know, like let me figure out how to do it. And that's not what I'm gonna do, which is cool, totally fine. You know, it works. But then there's like also people who let that freak them out too. And I'm like, I'm probably one of those people because I don't have time. Like I do vlogs here and there, but it's like, even I filmed some stuff when I was in Houston. I haven't even like edited it yet to make a vlog. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's just the work that you have to put behind it. Cause it's not all shits and giggles all the time. Like obviously, you know, you could throw it in TikTok. TikTok will sync it to the music. So they kind of do some of the work for you. But Instagram, you gotta want to come over with what you got and then take
it over to TikTok.
Exactly.
So I think a good transition, great follow-up question is, all right, so we see the reels that you created. I think a lot of your reels obviously are focused around fashion, some about, you know, like the clothes that you get, or how you style things, or different events that you may go to. So when it comes to, like, I feel like, well, one, do you remember the first reel that you felt went viral? Or that was like, you know, that really started to like blow up and you kept getting all of these likes even weeks later?
I think it was a plant reel, like me revealing my plant. I think it's actually this plant right here. That's so funny.
Aww.
It's my
yours is so good. Mine is over here struggling, and I think it's because I don't have
it's green.
No,
it's green.
No. I will take a picture later, but there's spots that are like brown on the inside of the leaf.
It's what?
It's brown on the like on the in the middle of the leaf. And I feel like it's because it's not. I don't get direct sunlight in my apartment.
Well, they don't need much. I don't get that much sun in here. They don't need much. This one, I have gotten mealy bugs on him, which is sad. So I've had to take him out of here and spray him down. Because I got this plant in remembrance of my grandpa who passed in 2020. But so I can't let him go like as easily as all my other plants that be trying to die.
Yeah.
But yeah, I revealed this plant. It still has the paper on it, so I pulled it off.
Oh, I remember that one.
Yeah. So it went, you know, and that was like in the heat of like the pandemic. Everybody was buying plants, so it worked, you know, good. Right. And I had one recently. I think it was just all like photos of me in the picture. Cause not in the picture, in the mirror. Like I'll take pictures at work in my fit, and then I just like throw them up. I still get like a ton of like followers from that. And I think that's cool. But yeah, it honestly, I don't make content based on it going viral, which I don't think anybody does. I think, well, maybe some people do.
Some people do now.
They do. They do. I'm sorry.
Like, oh, it worked this time.
I was do it again. Because people definitely do. Oh, I say it all the time. I'll be like, people doing wild stuff to go viral. But yeah, but in my mind, I just kind of create it, and then if it does its thing, then cool. Yeah, those were the top two that I can think of that I didn't expect.
So then, and I think it's cool. Like for me, I haven't been as consistent really, but the one that did go like crazy was when I was putting string on the wall. It's like that's not even. I'm not known for.
So cool.
Thank you. It's like, but I'm not known for interior stuff, right? Like that's not like I do have a nice aesthetic, but that's not something. I'm like, dang, can y'all pay attention to other things? Like
I know that's so funny. Because I remember, like, even with other people that I follow, like, I follow a photographer. Her name is Kay, and you probably follow her too.
Oh, I know you're talking about. Yeah, no,
she did. So I guess she did a reel, and she's like, "Man, I need to like copy, make sure that like all of my reels go up." And it's like, this app, you cannot control it.
You can't.
Now with a hashtag, I know we wish it was that easy.
It's not. It's like. And I think that what Instagram does, the reason why they change so much, right, is because people start to figure it out, and then they're like, nope, they figuring it out too much. Yeah. Throw something else up in there.
Click. Exactly.
It's like, dang, so y'all want to give us these cool incentives, like, you know, like the how you can get bonuses with reels or all the ways that creators can get paid, but then you try to find ways to make it real difficult.
Right. I wasn't mad at them little checks I got, but
yeah, so I haven't gotten anything. I just actually did it after the last live that I had, because I was scared. I'm not gonna lie. When they was like, put your social security in here, I was like, I ain't doing that.
I know. So obviously, so they can send you a text.
I know.
But no, and it's random because they never. After I did everything, they never said anything else. They don't. I think you can see where you're at, but I wasn't paying attention to that because I'm like, I'm throwing the reel up and I'm moving on. I got like it comes through PayPal and it said Facebook, and I'm like, and I'm like, I ain't did no Facebook ads or nothing. What's going on? And I was like, oh, this is from that Reels page. But it's funny because on Twitter I follow another brand strategist, and she was just saying how it's kind of whack that Instagram kind of like they kind of gave us a little something to be quiet, basically. It's not a ton of money, but it's I'll take the little $200, okay, because that means I can put it towards some food because I like to eat, or I can go shopping. I get me a little bag or something. So it's cool because it's $200 I didn't have, or $100 I didn't have. So and then it's like you can't control it again, so it's cool.
So tell us, what is your process when it comes to like your creative process with reels? Like you say, like, and do you obviously, because you have another, like you work full time, right? And you're a creator, so you have to learn how to juggle. So it's not like you're just sitting at home creating reels all day, right? So like, what's your process?
So normally what I'll do is like I'll try and like write out ideas. So anytime an idea comes in my mind of what I want to do, and then honestly I kind of see what other people are doing just in general to see like what's going on in the streets. But normally when I think of stuff, so I may be at my desk at work, I'm like, okay, I want to do an all brown look reel. Okay, I want to do, like, I had bought a whole bunch of stuff from the glass house and like all these different glasses that I've been collecting, ain't even been drinking, but like I was like, oh, I want to do a reel on that. Like, so I'll just write down ideas that I have, and then if it's like a fashion reel, I'll be writing out the fits, every single item that I need, because I gotta pull it out my closet. And
how many closets do you have? Do you like? Because you have so many clothes. How many closets do you have?
I have one closet. Oh my God, if you could see my closet right now, I have to move because it's bad. I finally was able to get a handle on it. It ain't even a handle, really. I was able to finally close my closet, but it's terrible. It's bad. I'm ashamed, but it's really just based on space. I've outgrown my 1-bedroom, and so I have to have a 2-bedroom so I can like get this. It's too much.
Yeah,
I was sleeping with my clothes. That's how bad it was. Like I had like it kept me warm, but I'm over it. So yeah, and that's why I'm like, it's a lot to do fashion reels and stuff like that, because you got to literally keep pulling stuff out, and something may be in a whole nother IKEA bag, because half of the stuff is in the IKEA bag. So I'm like trying to dig for this top that I know will look good with this. So yes, pulling out everything. So I do everything on the weekends for the most part, because especially with how dark it gets when I get home from work, I can't really film. But weekends in the mornings, I'll try and film a few. So I'll try and do at least 3, just to hold in the vault. So some stuff it may not even see the day of light for a minute, because I'm like still trying to figure out when I want to post it. But I'll put my tripod up, put my phone in that thing, and we just rock out, and then I'll edit it, and then figure out what day I'm gonna post it. I try, like, I don't really get down and dirty as far as like what exact day, depending on like if I have a campaign or something, I'll try and move things around. But that's pretty much it. It's a simple plan, but it's still very layered as far as like trying to execute it. It's a lot of work. People think it's easy, but it's definitely a lot of work. That's why the brands got to pay.
Right.
Please don't do a reel for chump change, and don't do a reel for no product. I'm gonna just tell you whatever.
Honestly,
I don't care what size audience you have. Please don't do it for free. Definitely not on Black History Month. Okay.
No, but seriously. And I was talking to one of my friends, and I'm like, honestly, these brands, like, they are starting to try it just with like, one, they're like, oh, we would love to gift you some products so that you can post a story and a photo. First of all, do you not know how much they pay people for this? And you want both? And it's like, what you're offering me, I don't need right now. You know what I'm saying? Like,
girl. So my friend, she's kind of moving into that space, and she's like, so somebody was trying to send me a bra, and I'm like, girl, buy the bra. We ain't doing nothing for free. I'm telling you right now, I'm getting pumped for everybody else, because it's like, obviously when I first started out, I wasn't getting paid. So I get it. If you want to, there's a difference between wanting to do it because you want to get the experience, but at the same time, the space or the time that we're in right now, I don't think anybody should really be doing anything for free, because there's like the amount of money that they spend on a team to set up shoots, to get a photographer, to get a model, to get hair, makeup, all that money that they spend is what they're asking you to do, and they're saying, can you do it for free? So just have that in your mind.
That's true.
And then they want to use it, which they need to pay for that. Where are you trying to use it? You trying to use it on your website and your newsletter, all of those things. Exactly.
Right. They don't tell. And I think also it's because sometimes, like you said, when you first start out, granted, YouTube is your friend, and there's so many influencers and people who, maybe everyone might not be so willing to share things, but you can find somebody, I feel like, in this day and age. But it's like, I feel like with brands now, I feel like they're going to try it if you let them.
Right? Oh, no, sure. And they're banking on it, honestly. So I've seen that even with, friends who are micro-influencers who have less followers or whatever, like either under 10K or whatever, they'll be like, do you think I should do? No. I mean, and again, if you're in it, you're not used to doing it already. So like, obviously when I first got on Instagram, I was already sharing things. I'm just going out because I'm shopping. I'm showing you this. I'm sharing it regardless. You know what I'm saying? Like at one point I wasn't an affiliate, or wasn't getting affiliate money. But now that I am, like, of course I'm going to link it up if I can. And even then, sometimes I'm sharing stuff that I may not be able to link. I'm gonna be like, you can go get it from Zara, because Zara ain't giving nobody coins. But, like that, I'm going to still share regardless. But it's like, like we at some point we got to all say like, yeah, I ain't doing that for free. Like, I'm sorry. Especially with the work that comes with it. Like it takes a lot to go out. Like, you send me, hey, if you can, I'm going to send you this bra. We would love for you to, and it's all about the wording. Because most times they'll tell you immediately what they want you to do. Like, I had a brand reach out there like, we really love your vibe. We want to send you this. And, if you post it, tag. But if not, no worries. There we go. Like, I like stuff like that. You're already telling me what your intention is. You want to send it to me because you want me to have it. And you know in your back of your mind, I may post it, but I may
if I like it. Right.
But Like that way I would want to build a relationship with that brand. Because now I'm like, all right, you're going to send me this. I'm going to try it. If I like it, I'm going to be like, hey, I need that contact for that, the person that handles your partnerships.
Yeah.
You know, like that just opens the door. But when you immediately come in here and want me to do something for free, like for, because of course, I don't know if you saw this video I posted. It's like me going to pay my rent with gifted
Exposure.
With exposure, yes. Girl, these people, especially out here, they ain't taking no exposure from
They're like, oh, that's cute.
$2,000 rent. They not.
Yeah. Okay? Like, oh, that's cute. Yeah. I think so. It's okay. So I think a great question, a follow up from that is like, all right, because now that, I feel like the pandemic created a lot of content creators, right? So social media we see is very saturated. So there are people that, may have 5,000 followers that are willing to do for the, for a free product and things like that. But then it's like, all right, how can someone who isn't, right, who's like, no, you need to give me the money, right? How can you make it worth it? Because now it's just, and I feel like, where 10K was that point, right, to where you felt it. But then it's just, I don't know.
So what I was going to say is that it's different when you're coming into this industry and you don't have the experience. So you haven't done anything yet. And you're saying like, you're personally reaching out to brands and you saying like, hey, I would love to work with you guys in the future. Do you mind sending me products? Like that's different. But for them to come reach out to you and you're not really in that space to be doing nothing for free, then it's like, obviously. But I think it's different when you're going to them and you're like, I want to work with you guys in the future. I use your stuff all the time. Now you're getting, like I'm getting this free stuff because I'm going to use it anyways. Plus I'm going to show them like, oh, I know how to create content based off of your products. And then it helps you in the future. Because then you could be like, I shared this with my audience. They absolutely loved it. Here's the link to this post. I would love to talk about a partnership or collaboration with you guys. So that helps leverage for you.
True.
It's different. But when they approach you, it depends on what space you're in.
Yeah.
It really does. And especially what they're asking for. So, I mean, because you could always say like, I don't mind doing a post for you. Like not a post, a story.
Because that thing go away. It go away.
Exactly.
So it's not. I'm not held to that.
That would be the only thing I would say for anybody who's kind of still like getting into it, or maybe you're in it now and you're still trying to grow, but you don't want to continue doing things for free. I'd be like, if it's a brand that you do want to grow with or you do want to eventually work with, give them 24 hours.
Okay.
But dependent. I want to say don't do nothing for free. It's been a long road, man, and I see them. They like to get at folks, even with my size. I got something this week talking about. Let me send you some clothes, and then we need a reel. We need a reel, a post, and a story for free clothes. No, I don't send them a picture of my closet. Like, bro, I'm good.
I'm good. Love, enjoy.
I'm good, love, enjoy. Like, no. So it's like, you can kind of tell when somebody is trying to use you up front. They'll tell you like what they want. But most times the brands who can come correct, they'll be like, if you post on your stories, tag us and we love to see, how you like the product or whatever.
So, when it comes to like the content you create, this is one question that I do like to ask everyone. What are your like go-to apps that you feel like would be for anyone who's on here who may be interested in, creating, whether it's real content or just elevating their things in general, right? So if you could pick maybe 3, what would you say?
InShot is my favorite app of all time. It should be your favorite app. If you're not using it, you need to download it. It's free. The year, like to get it for free for the year, so you don't have like a watermark or something. I think it might be $14.99, if that. Honestly, it might be a little cheaper. But it's the best app ever. That's literally all I use for my video content. I was using Adobe Rush for a minute, but I don't know. I think InShot is just easier, especially for someone who may not be that tech savvy. my opinion. And if you see a lot of TikTok like tutorials and real tutorials, you'll see that they use InShot. And it over the years they've added so many like new filters and like transitions and things like that. And you can even like rip music. So like say if you see music that you can download on what is that app called? Shoot. I forgot what it's called. It's like that app that has like tons of music that like from independent artists and stuff like that. I know you know what I'm talking about. It's got an orange logo.
Oh, SoundCloud.
SoundCloud, yes. So you know how like if you're on your computer and you're on SoundCloud, you can see the certain artists will let you download their music for free. So you know how they have all those cool mixes and stuff that work for like different reels and stuff. You can rip music, you can put it onto InShot, and then boom, you already got the music. So that's why when you see people where it says like their name and original whatever, that means that they pulled music from somewhere else. But definitely InShot it's the best. I use it every single day, even for like stuff, even for my stories. Like if I grab a video from somebody or from YouTube or whatever, I start maneuvering it to make it look clean. Because obviously it's easy for you to just go on YouTube and screen record or whatever, but I like it to look clean when I do like my stories if I want to grab something. What other apps do I use? I use Snapseed for my photos.
Okay.
Snapseed to edit them, like to, you know, brighten something up if I'm in a dark space. But I try and make sure everything has good lighting. But that one's good because you can even remove, I think I've talked about this app before, but like if somebody or a cigarette butt, anything that's in there that you don't want, you can remove people. Snapseed, but I know people use Facetune a lot for.
I was using to remove people. It's this thing called it's like, I think it's Retouch.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but it's crazy. They have so many apps that do the same thing.
They do.
And I had to tell myself, I don't need 30 apps. I just need a good 5 or honestly 3, and now I'm good.
Yeah, so that's my thing. So I keep it real, like, because I know there's so many apps out there, and I use Bazaar too. Bazaar is good.
I just learned about that.
Yeah, Bazaar is good. I use that for like my YouTube, like when I want to create my my covers, covers, I'll do that because you can like use the magic button and it removes. So like say if I took a picture for right here or whatever, then it removes the background and I can put on my, so that's good too. So I would say those are probably my top 3.
Okay.
Snapseed and Bazaar. They're all free apps.
I definitely paid for like the pro version for InShot though, so I can get all them transitions.
Absolutely. I mean, it was a no-brainer. I was like, okay, I don't have time for this InShot in the corner of my video.
Exactly. And also, I feel like if you're using social, if you want to monetize on social, it's all about how you present yourself and how you present your stuff. So it's like, yeah, I mean, if I'm a brand, I don't want to work with somebody that got InShot in the corner. I want to know that you pay attention to the details and that you don't make sure that all the things look good. Okay.
Another that I use is Unfold.
Oh yeah, Unfold has really cool like story.
Yeah. It's really good. That's another one of my faves. So I keep it real simple because my phone, even though I got storage on it now, because that was how that go. When your phone ain't got no storage, you got to delete apps.
Delete some stuff, and it's like, what's got to go? Let me figure out. Also, I want to tell everyone that is on, if you have any questions, instead of putting it in the comment box, make sure to drop it in the question, and I'll get to those shortly. I think the last thing that I kind of had, well, I had two things. One, so like, what if you could give advice to someone who's like, okay, I want to jump in and do reels, right? Like, let me just go ahead. I know that I need to go ahead and get on this bandwagon because if not, I'm going to get left behind. So what advice, whether they are a brand or even an influencer, right? That's still a brand. It's a personal brand. But what advice would you give them?
I would say do what works for you. I think it's good to definitely try out the trends. When it comes to getting into the real game. Because obviously you can see that folks are using audio, like, you know, your audio from Power or your audio from Empire or just random things that are, you know, that are trending on, you know, TikTok and Reels, because most times it be from TikTok and it come on.
It do.
I'm trying to let y'all live, but most times it's coming from over there. So like, I think that's cool, especially because sometimes those things go viral. So you never know if it'll just blow up just based on using something like that. So be open to trying things, but also try and figure out what works for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to be riding the wave all the time, because then you're tired. You're going to be burnt out. I'm telling you, you're going to be burnt out. You can be like, I can't keep up because it's too much. It's something new every single day going on. So once you figure out like, oh yeah, I kind of like doing, you know, unboxing of this, like unboxing my things that I get, or showing you guys the behind the scenes of me packaging up orders, or showing you like, you know, this is what I normally do. These are the apps that you got to figure out like what it is that works for you, and keep going with it, but still being open to like new things popping in. So like, yeah, with the metaverse, like we got to start figuring out how the hell we gonna maneuver that in our content or whatever it will be. But you just got to figure out like, okay, I can do this, because you have to commit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's another thing, like commit to being consistent. I know at the beginning of the live, I know you were bringing up how like I'm consistent. It does get tough for me still. Like, I haven't, like, even though I post reels, it's mostly like stuff that I filmed when I take pictures with my friend. We'll take pictures of each other, we'll take pictures of in our fits, and then we also do video content at the same time. So I have both. But like, as far as me doing like my fashion reels at home, I haven't done those in like a month, because I wouldn't say I was burnt out, but it's like I knew my room was gonna be a shit show after I did it. So I'm like, do I really feel like cleaning this up later? Like, I already got a mess going on, you know? So like, you got to figure out, it's all about planning, and then being mentally prepared for what you're about to commit to, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause it's hard work. It's hard work, but it's fun. It's fun because people enjoy it. And then they're like, once you're consistent with it, people are looking to you for that type of content. Like, what you got next?
Do you ever get tired of people like coming to you? Like, say if somebody's like, ooh, like, or tell me this. I haven't even asked anybody this, but have you, like, what's the craziest DM that someone has sent you, whether they're like asking for help, like, or whatever it may be? Like, do you get tired of it?
No, I wouldn't say I get tired of it. It's just because I've gotten real random requests. I'm like, well, not even random. It's just sometimes it can be random. It can be random. Like, I think somebody was asking me to do a reel on something, but it didn't have nothing. Oh yeah, like what would you wear to school or wear as a teacher or something? And I'm like, looks as I'm not even a teacher though. So how can I do? I'm like, that don't have nothing to do with me. I'm in HR, and we ain't even wearing no business casual no more. So I'm wearing regular clothes. You know what I'm saying? So I can't really relate to that. So I can only do, like, obviously people will send me requests, and I'll be like, okay, maybe. But I think that's the Leo with me, that like, I don't really. You're a Leo too, right? Yeah, yeah. We don't really. We be like, we ask questions, but we already know what the hell we can do.
Yeah, I ain't doing that.
You know, we don't really like nobody telling us what to do, and we just kind of go on our own way. Yeah. So, but yeah, I don't get sick of it, because I already know that's the name of the game.
Yeah, it is. And I think sometimes, like, when I see, anyway, like, you know, celebrities, when they act like that, I can only imagine, like, you know, I mean, you're still, when you think of it, like, you have, because I forgot exactly how many followers you have, but you have a lot of followers. And when I sometimes try not to, like, get too, like, in my head to know, like, okay, because maybe there might not be times where however many followers I have are watching my content, but the fact that they have the ability, right? Sometimes it's like, you never know how your influence can impact somebody. And if, like, somebody in Wyoming is watching you, and maybe you're the only person of color that they know, that, you know what I'm saying? So I try to give people grace, but there is definitely, like I said, people ask me some weird stuff, but I can only imagine what people say, and like people who have
it doesn't. I've seen some weird comments like on my stuff for sure, and I'd be like, I'm gonna swipe delete that,
block, right, delete, and get off my stuff.
Y'all getting a little weird. in the loop.
Yeah, no, people are, and the bots. The bots are weird. I feel like it's the metaverse coming on over here trying to
Right. We only got time
stir
for that.
some stuff up. Okay, so we have a few questions I'm gonna ask in the box. Okay, so Nina Lauren, I hope I'm saying this right. She's asked, how would you go about reaching out to brands as a micro influencer?
So obviously I would say you can reach out via well you can reach out via Instagram. Like most times the person that's running the Instagram doesn't do the campaigns.
They don't.
So
but they know, they might know who knows.
Exactly. So you could reach out to them on Instagram and say like, hey, can you direct me to, or can you provide me the email or whatever to the person that handles your partnerships or collaborations? See what they say. I think that's a good avenue. I've heard people going on LinkedIn. I don't like LinkedIn, but people. I mean, but you can see like who.
Yeah, you can find who.
Yeah, you'll see.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What's another way? And I'm really and truly, you can go on their website. I've done that in the past, like going on the website and you just see where what is it called, press or something like that, and just emailing and saying like, hey, I'm trying to get in touch with the person who like the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in touch with the person who handles your brand partnerships or collaborations. Just to plug myself, I do have email templates. Yeah, I got email templates. They're only $25, so it's a link in my.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so what's her name?
Yeah.
Miss Nina. So you heard her. Okay, reach out. She got the templates for you. Obviously, it works. Okay, if she continues to get these partnerships and these deals, obviously they're working, right? So definitely tap in with her. And I think another thing also to understand, whether you are big or small, having a media kit so that they can kind of showcase what it is that you do. Who are you, right? Why do I want to send you products? Like, what is it about you that's gonna makes that brand, I guess, what's the value that you bring? So I think of your resume, like whatever resume you have for your job, make sure to have that, or what you do from your 9 to 5, have that for your brand as well.
Absolutely. That's a big thing for that. You should definitely get a profile on for.co. Obviously it's literally just grabbing, depending on what your whatever social media accounts that you have, you literally just put your you whatever the hell it is, you like put all your stuff in there and it starts grabbing it, and then it gives you a rundown of the type of audience you have. Are there mothers? Are there married people following you? Are there more Black or white people following you? Where do they live? It gives you the rundown, and that will help you plug all your stuff into your media kit. I did my media kit on Canva. We know Canva is
the GOAT. I gotta say,
Canva is the best.
It is.
But yeah, Canva, and then you can also get a ton of if you don't want to use Canva's templates for media kits, get on freaking Thrive Market, get on what's the other thing? Etsy, they got some good ones.
But if y'all don't get on Canva and do it for free,
yeah, for sure, absolutely.
Because you do it for free.
There's so many, and then you can move things around and make it yours.
Right, because if you buy it off Etsy, 9 times out of 10, well, maybe you could probably change the colors, but it's just so much more you can do on Canva. But to each his own. Okay, so next question. Any tips on setting up a space to film content? I really struggle. I have numerous ring lights, but it doesn't give the same effect. So I know for me, I stopped using a ring light because it's not really right now I have these soft soft boxes that I got on Amazon. The ring light for me, I don't know, it just didn't give the effect that I wanted. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. In terms of setting up your space, I think you could do whatever I don't know. For me, I would say do what you feel speaks to who you are and what your aesthetic is. And obviously you're setting up the space in your home, right? So I think do what you feel like you would want to see, right? If you got another room, then by all means, create it however. But I think never create a space because you want to record there. Create because you want to live there, and then you just gonna so happen to record. I think that's how I'm trying to look at things. Don't look at that wall. Eventually, we're gonna have some stuff back there sooner or later. But that's what I would say.
Oh, honestly, if you moved your couch, like if you wanted to move your couch or film in front of the couch, like I think I'd be like, okay, I like a white plain wall. I'm gonna do this. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause number one, people be all up in your background too. Okay?
Dude, they be in the background. Like, what's over there?
Like, I'm like, what? How did you even see that? That thing is so far behind me. What is going on here? Y'all zooming in?
Do you have any any equipment that you feel like when it comes to recording? So I heard you say your tripod.
Yes. I have multiple tripods. I have like a heavy duty one that I got off Amazon. I have like more like a throw around one that's like, I think it was like $24. I do have ring lights, but I only use that if I'm like already filming something and it's like starting to get dark and I know I need to maneuver that light plus the light that's in my room. But that's pretty much all the equipment that I use. I think when I first got into it, I was like trying to get every damn thing, but you don't need all that stuff in your house.
You don't, because where you gonna put it?
Lights and stuff. It's like,
where you gonna put it? Right now, I ain't gonna lie. I have like a backdrop, because eventually I do like product shots with like some
See, that makes
sense.
But
I have all that stuff underneath my bed because it's like
it's in the way. It gets away. You want your space to still be clean. You just got in there too, so it's like I totally understand. But even me, like I think I've done reels in my living room. I do most of my fashion reels I'll do in my room. I literally will just post it up close to the window or post my phone up close to the window, and then and literally all you'll see in the background is probably some shoes on the floor, my mirror, and then
I'm mad because I that mirror that you have, every time I see you post your reel, I had that same mirror when I was in Brooklyn, but I could not transport it over here with me. So I like sell it, and IKEA is discontinued. They're not making it.
No, they really got rid of all the good mirrors. You going to check those sites. Those
I have. They're not there. And that is a good mirror.
It is. It really is. And that's crazy because that's all I was looking for, because I don't think I could find it at IKEA. So I just hopped on them apps and I'm like, what? With that mirror in particular, I had to put it on my back to get it into my place. I'm looking like,
and that thing is heavy.
It was. I didn't have time to wait for somebody to help me. I had to put it on my back and get it upstairs. But nonetheless, yeah, I do a lot of stuff in my room, and I try and wait till the light looks good. But if not, I use my. But just make sure make sure the area is clean. It ain't no craziness going. If you gotta close a door, if you gotta maneuver some things, just to make sure it's like a clean area, then it's cool. I wouldn't do too much buying all that stuff, because I bought backdrops and all that, and I ain't even got time to be trying to put that up. It makes
it up and take it down.
Yeah, because then it takes the fun out of it, and then by the time you setting it up, you like, I don't even want to do this no more.
Right. You know what? I'm gonna just try again tomorrow. So
yeah,
as long as you have a clean, like you said, lighting is important. So as long as if you can get the natural light, I'm sad because I don't get natural sunlight in my place anymore. But if you can get natural light, please, by all means. But don't overwhelm yourself and think you gotta have this TV setup just to make some content, because then you can also see people who have trash in their background and they still for some reason getting partnerships. I don't know how, but they are. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm like, that y'all gotta do better. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't know who you are, but you gotta do better, because that's insane. But I would say, like, even sometimes, like, you may have to like go to an area outside, like if you are able to do that, like, because I work full time, I'm not able to go post up unless it's on the weekends. I could probably go to an area where I normally shoot like pictures. I can go. You can post your phone up and just shoot your reel, move around a little bit, and then like you might just have to go outside the house. Sometimes it takes all that, but it works.
Okay, and so the last question we had, I'm posting it in the thing now. So someone asked me, "Where's my hat from?" I think I put it in there right. It's cream. So that's the Instagram. So you can find it on there. Okay. Well, last but not least. So we talked about the things you've done. I think is there anything new that you want to jump into when it comes to content this year? Or are you, like fashion? I feel like fashion, decor to a certain extent, plants, you know what I mean? But is there something new or anything like that that you may want to try this year that that you haven't yet?
Not necessarily. I think if anything, I want to get into like more cooler transitions when it
Okay.
comes to reels, because I feel like I follow so many inspiring people who like just I'm like, damn, I don't even have the energy.
I started following this girl you posted. She's out of Atlanta, I think.
Beast. She's a freaking beast.
But she also has a partner. I don't know if that's her husband, boyfriend, whatever, but he helps. I feel like you need help to create these bomb transitions and this, like, and it's this white guy that I follow. He does really good, like, he's like jumping in and out of the screen. But he also doesn't.
I follow him too. It's so wild. I'm like,
but he also does not edit on his phone. He takes that to his computer. So that's the only thing. I don't have time for that.
That's something I'm not really trying to get into, because then that means that I think if I was full time doing my own thing, maybe, but even then, like when you're handling so many other things, like you're pitching yourself and you got and then you got your own products and all that stuff. It's a lot. So that's when delegation comes in and having assistants. But see, I'm tech savvy, but I'm not into like that whole editing and like, I'm simple to the point. I want to make sure that the thing gets out, because I feel like some of that stuff will overwhelm you. But if you're into those things, do it. Right. Because people, I mean, that stands out to me. I'd be like, ooh.
Right. Like, it makes you watch it over and over.
Exactly. But I would definitely want to get into some transitions, some nice and mid-level tech savvy transitions.
Right. I'm trying to be Spider-Man on the wall and then come down with some string, like, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so before we go, I like to play this game, This or That, where it's kind of like a fire round. I'll ask you these questions and you pick. It's super random, but it's a great way to kind of give people the opportunity to see like your thought process. So, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Instagram or TikTok?
Oh, TikTok.
YouTube or Pinterest?
Pinterest.
Really? We didn't even talk about Pinterest.
Woo! I'm also about to work on a Pinterest ebook, because Pinterest.
You definitely, I've seen you, and that's another thing that I meant to ask before I finish this fire round. Okay, you're on TikTok, you have Instagram, you have YouTube, you have Pinterest, and you blog. How do you find the time?
I don't know. Like I'm pinning throughout the day. But it's like Pinterest. At first, it was another app that I was scared of. I was like, what is this? Like, I see his pictures. It's not. What's the other app that we were on? Big Tumblr. It's not Tumblr. It's like Tumblr, but it's not really. Like, so it's pictures, but it's like it's another search engine. It's literally like Google with pictures. That's it. So it was scary at first, but then I was like, I gotta commit to this, because I'm hearing. I hate to say it's always about money. It's not about money. It's another way for me to create another audience. Like, so I can if people find me on Pinterest, then they now can follow me on Instagram, and they can now follow me on TikTok, because they're like, oh, I like her stuff. Let me go here. Cool. So yeah, I started watching this girl on YouTube. I think her name is Anastasia. She's a Pinterest guru. White girl from, I don't know where she's from, but she's foreign. So I think she might be from London, UK, I can't remember, but she's a beast. And so I would watch all of her videos. She was giving all these tips, and I was like, I just started doing it, and my Pinterest went crazy, especially because when you first started. But now I'm like coasting, and it's cool as hell. But another thing, I repurpose. So stuff that I create, like, so my reels or TikToks, I just throw them up on Pinterest, and they do really well, because something pins. I can't remember. They're not regular pins, but it's just video pins on Pinterest. That's what they're prioritizing. So they're just like Instagram, prioritizing videos. Girl. That's why I'm like, I really want to do.
When Pinterest is supposed to be about photos, now they're prioritizing video.
Yeah, video, and like multiple, more than one photo in a like.
So like a carousel.
Yep.
Yeah, that's so cool. Okay. And also, I know how you said, because the girl, Deja, we had her last week. She said that she likes to follow a lot of like influencers in foreign countries because when it comes to transitions or trends, they are ahead before we even find out. So I thought that was interesting. But okay, back to this, and then we're going to let you go. Okay. Shooting content every day or batching content?
Batching content all the time.
All right. So to capture content, iPhone or DSLR camera?
iPhone. I just keep the newest iPhone. I know this is expensive, but get on the plan where you can pay for half of it, or I'm with AT&T. You can pay for 50% of it, and then if a new one comes out, you can get the new one. But all I'm gonna say is having the newest iPhone is the best. I mean, the last 2 or 3 is really ideal, especially if you're in this space. Especially, it took me a whole year to get the 13, but that's because I was dragging my feet. And then when I did, I was like, bruh, this cinematic mode is on another level.
I need to get it.
You go ahead and do it, sis. I'm telling you that it's like having every year they say, oh, the camera's better. It's serious. It's for real.
I feel like Apple got us in a chokehold for real.
Oh, they got the chokehold. I'm in that thing. I'm okay with it. Like I rock with Apple all day.
Nah, I love Apple too. Okay. Trader Joe's or Whole Foods?
Trader Joe's. TJ's.
Okay. Paid partnerships or passion projects?
Oh, I would say passion projects, even though I want me a little dollar.
But I feel like eventually the dollar will come when you show love.
It will, and that's why I'm gonna say passion projects, because it's like it lets you know that you're still human and you still doing it because it's fun. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, Nikes or Adidas?
Nikes.
Protective styles or natural hair?
Oh shit. Protective styles.
I know, protective style, me. I'll do that. Okay, boxing or boot camp?
Boxing or boot camp? Boxing.
I saw you started doing boxing, so you like boxing more than just like a regular.
Girl, because you can't pretend, and especially with my trainer, he don't play. So I can't be in there pretending. Like boot camp, I can kind of be like,
right, I can be like, hold my legs down.
That's what I'm saying. Like he looking at somebody else, so I'm cheating on a set. But in boxing, you gotta keep going, and it's a good workout too. It's like a full body workout, so I love it.
Okay. Brunch or dinner?
Brunch all day.
Okay. Shopping in stores or online?
I like shopping in store, but I love online. Obviously,
you can't do both. You gotta pick one.
I know. Okay, I like shopping in the store. I like to go through racks.
Okay. Then last but not least, Black girl luxury or Black girl traveling?
Oh, I'm gonna say Black girl traveling because I gotta see the country.
Period. And because this is Black History Month, I like to end each episode by allowing the guests to fill in this sentence. All right. So being Black to me is like.
Being Black to me is like being royalty.
Ooh, I love it. Awesome.
We are a hot commodity. No, everybody want to be Black, but they don't want to be Black. And we obviously move the culture. Like they look to us for a lot of things, and we bring it every time. We do a lot of copying. It's a lot of but at the end of the day, you already know where it originated.
You already.
So, where credits due. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. And that's that on that. Well, I want to say thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us and drop these gems. What should we be expecting from you? I mean, so you have the jewelry, right? I saw that you launched a sweatshirt. So is there anything else? Like, what can we be expecting next from you in this year?
So more jewelry. I'm working on I got a bracelet that I'll probably be, so the bracelet that matches the necklace. And more pieces. I feel like even with being a stylist, you've always wanted to design things, but it's like just wrapping your head around doing that is a lot. But I think being obviously in LA and being able to talk to people, it's like you need to do something. So probably just more products, more of my things, more things that I like and I think other people will like. And then in the digital space, like I said, I'm going to do a Pinterest ebook. But I already have some ebooks, so you can definitely go check those out too in my bio. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Awesome.
A lot, but it's
But hey, I think honestly for 2022, I feel like I won't even say it's get into the bag. I think it's just understanding, like you said, as people of color, as Black people. I'm not gonna say people of color. As Black women.
All it like it is.
Okay, we are movers and shakers in so many spaces, and I think that it's definitely when we put our time and energy into things we love, and not only does it produce value for other people, but it might, whatever it does for others, I think we should get compensated for it, right? So I think definitely going after all your dreams, whether it is creating all the products you want to create, because I think the biggest thing for us to understand is that our world isn't just our followers, right? There's so many people out here, and the reality is that people, we are a consumer world. We like to consume. So if you create a product, tell a story behind that product, why not, right? Because it will definitely produce the coin. That's what we're looking for. Okay. Period. But no, thank you all so much for watching and tuning in. Be sure to tune in next week. Same day, different time, different creative. Yes. But till next time.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
Yes. All right. Well, have fun with your friends, and we will be following you on social. Get all the tea if you do something for Super Bowl. We're gonna be all on your social.
We're gonna be masked up. No.
Masked up. Okay. All right. See you later.